Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we will review one of the software for designing, namely Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator is one of the editing software used by many designers in the world. Adobe Illustrator can be used to create a variety of digital image and print media. The main function of Adobe Illustrator is to draw or design illustration in vector form. In addition, Illustrator can also be used to trace photo object, reveal object, or create photo appearance such as sketch. One of the important part of Adobe Illustrator is the tools. In the tools panel, several icons or tools have been presented for selecting, creating, and manipulating objects on the document or artboard. However, it is very important for us to know what the name of the tools and the use of the feature. The type of tools that user can use include toolbox, color palette, transparency palette, stroke palette, gradient palette, and layers palette.
1. Toolbox. The toolbox is the most frequently used menu in Adobe Illustrator because there are various menu functions for creating various objects in Illustrator document. This tools panel is located in the sidebar on the left with more than 15 icon tools. A few of them are the selection tool or E, direct selection tool or A, magic wand tool or Y, lasso tool or Q, and many more. Other tools that we can use. First, direct selection tool. The direct selection tool has almost the same use as the selection tool. However, the direct selection tool has more specific function, such as selecting object and changing the angle of the object. And the second is magic wand tool. Magic wand tool serves to select parts of object that have the same color, line, and gradient. This is an icon of magic wand tool. And third is lasso tools. Lasso tools the same as the magic wand tool. The lasso tool also works to select part of object. However, what distinguishes this is that this tool can select freely, like making a selection outline by hovering your cursor. And this is icon of lasso tool.
Pen tool. The pen tool has a function to create object by connecting lines consisting of dots. You can freely save object with this tool. In addition, in use, the lines can be connected to the starting point to form an object or leave open. In addition, in this tool, there are also other types such as number 1, an anchor point tool, which serves to add point to the object. Number 2, delete anchor point tool that works to delete point to the object. Number 3, anchor point tool that functions to change the point that was originally a strike line. Type tool. This type tool serves to create writing object, text, and letters. You can create various types of writing from long, to short posts such as little or brand names.
In addition, the type tool also has several other types with different functions. The first one is area type tool. The function of this tool is to create writing inside of an object. You only have to point it to the line of an object that you want to write on it. Later, it will automatically let you write on that object. Second, type on a path tool. The function of this tool is to create writing outside of an object. Writing will automatically adjust to the shape of the object's path. If it is in circle form, the object's path, then your text will be in form of a circle. Third is vertical type tool. Serves to create writing that is formatted downward. The format is just the same as you will find in the vertical area type tool and vertical type on a path tool. The last one is touch type tool. This tool will let you select a letter from your writing. Then you can do whatever you want with the selected letter. You can change the size or you can change the color of it.
Line segment tool. Line segment tool has a function to create an object in the form of line. In use, you just click and drag in the direction of the cursor. In addition, in this line segment tool there are also other types such as 1. Arc tool, serve to make curved line. 2. Spiral tool, work to create object that visible line shape. 3. Rectangular grid tool, work to create object in the form of box with columns or small box. 4. Polar grid tool, work to create object in the shape of a line consisting of several circles. Rectangular grid tool. In addition, you can also create other shapes with the different tools, such as the ellipse tool to create a circle or oval, and the polygon tool to create object with a various number of faces or angles.
Flare tool. One tool that is quite unique in Adobe Illustrator is the flare tool. This tool is used to create effects or light reflections. In the USEC, you just select the tool and then click and drag the cursor. On the other hand, by changing the tool to the selection tool, later you can see the setting icon on the object generated from the flare tool. In that section, you can change the color of the light on the object. Paintbrush tool. Paintbrush tool has a function to create objects with shape effect from brush. By using this tool, you can create various shapes of objects. On the other hand, in the paintbrush tool, there are also various types of brush, so you can be as creative as possible. Shaper tool. The shaper tool is used to create objects by drawing patterns, and then it will be perfect results automatically. Using this tool is quite easy. You just make a pattern from the object you want. However, usually this tool can only work with symmetrical object shapes such as square and circle.
Rotate tool. Rotate tool serves to rotate the position of the object according to what you want. To use, you can press Shift to form an accurate circle. Scale tool. The scale tool has a function to adjust the scale of the object. You can set it to be large or small precisely. To use, this tool is quite easy. You just point the cursor to the corner or point of the object and drag it. Width tool. The width tool has a quite unique function, namely, it can make the outline of an object wider or smaller. In this application, you just select the part of the line that you want to enlarge or reduce object.
Wrap tool. Wrap tool is used to bend or make a wavy effect on an object. How to use that is by choosing the part at the corner of the object or the edge of the object and dragging that part with a tool that is defined by the cursor. Free transform tool. Free transform tool is used to change or transform an object by choosing one point on the object. Color palette. Color palette feature is used for coloring by determining the color of the fill and the stroke. In the color palette will be displayed various color parameters either from RGB type or CMYK type. In the color panel, there are two kinds of parameters that are color parameters, which is color choices parameter, and color guide, which is a palette that contains color combination that is chosen from colors.
Transparency palette. Transparency palette in Adobe Illustrator lets feature essence assessment by providing object or layer slider. This palette also provides a new opacity max control with a fill object color luminance value to cover the underlying object. For example, a darker color will be more opaque than a lighter color. In a sense, this opacity max will create complex transparency and masking effect directly in Illustrator. Number 4. Stroke palette. In this section is the stroke palette that is used by the user to create an outline of an object or call it an outline. This tool provides line setting on vector objects, which are set according to the user wishes.
Okay, gradation play. Gradation will have user apply setting color gradation position. For a vector object, just choose default colors. By gradation are black and white. Then be able to be adjusted by some colors what is good for coloring purpose. Then layers play. Layer is a basic play which is always done by some graphic designers. Because of hardware, this layer used to apply a software system Adobe with image processing application. One of them is Adobe Photoshop. You guys know Adobe Photoshop, right? And Illustrator also layer is being essential within design object architecture. Layers will set some and hold information for object layer for artboard.